Today we are going to look at the tutorial for Sumer.Money and how it opens up a new paradigm for interoperability across multiple blockchain networks. This tutorial is based on testnet deployment. Sumer is currently deployed on Meter Testnet, Base Testnet by Coinbase and zkSync Era Testnet. The network settings are pre-configured for easy setup for the users. We will switch to Meter Testnet for this tutorial. If you do not have funds available on the testnet, you can leverage the Faucet available across all the supported networks currently. zkSync Era Testnet ETH can be issued from portal.zkSync.io. Remember, the Faucet is only available for the testnet deployments. The Faucet has provided us with all the funds required to create this tutorial successfully. You can verify the availability of gas token MTR in your MetaMask wallet. Let us now visit the dashboard page available on the Sumer protocol. The first component is the Net APY section. Net APY is the difference between the interest earned on deposited assets and the interest paid on borrowed assets from the protocol. The net worth demonstrates the current worth of your deposited assets minus your liabilities. The total borrowing power represents the amount of funds that you can borrow from the Sumer protocol based on the deposits that you have made. The My Deposits and My Liabilities section are currently blank. These sections will be updated once you have deposited assets or taken liabilities in terms of minting synthetics or borrowing from the borrow markets. The deposit market shows the list of assets currently supported on Sumer protocol, the deposit APY earned from the deposit market, your current wallet balance, and whether the asset has been enabled as collateral on the Sumer lending and borrowing market. On the liability side, you can either mint synthetic assets from the available borrowing power or borrow funds from the lending and borrowing market that we currently support. The complete list of lending and borrowing markets is available on the Markets page. At the top you see the total amount of funds deposited in the protocol, the total amount of funds borrowed, and the total synthetic assets issued from the protocol. If we go to an individual market, for example USDT, the overview presents information like the total deposit of USDT into the market, the deposit APY, the total amount of funds borrowed, the APY for borrowing funds, and the current utilization rate of the market. Going into the details of the market presents additional insights related to the market. The deposit cap, if there is any. The deposit cap limits the amount of assets that can be deposited into the market. On the other side, we also have the potential to specify borrow cap for the market. The current liquidation incentive at 10%. The reserve factor, any interest on borrowed assets paid to the Sumer protocol has a reserve factor of 10%. The collateral rate for homogeneous and heterogeneous assets. This differentiates Sumer from the standard lending and borrowing platforms available across the blockchain space. Currently, any asset deposited in a lending and borrowing protocol has a single collateral rate. However, Sumer realizes that the amount of funds that can be borrowed can be different based on the risk profile of the asset being borrowed. For example, in Sumer, USDC and BUSD are homogeneous assets to USDT, acknowledging their similarity in risk profile to the USDT asset versus ETH or BTC, which have a very different risk profile to USDT. The mint rate specified is the rate at which you can mint homogeneous synthetic assets. The interest rate model is a standard deployment which specifies a modestly increasing simple interest up to a certain utilization threshold beyond which the protocol applies a jump kink model. The bridge interface is integrated into the Sumer protocol and is powered by Layer 0. The current deployment of bridge supports Meter Testnet, Base Testnet, and zkSync Era transfers. To transfer assets, you can select the asset that you want to transfer, the amount of asset that you want to transfer, confirm your current to wallet balance, review the amount of funds you will receive on destination network, and the bridge fee for the transfer.